the NT Prep Preview of the Week. I'm sports writer Brandon LaChance. This is sports editor Kevin Chlum and sports writer Jared Bell. This week we're going to talk about football week 8, golf sectionals, and we're also going to touch on other local athletics. On the football field, we had a team lock up a playoff spot, and in golf we had many local golfers hit sectional courses.
Well, the one team that blocked up the football playoffs position was Fieldcrest. They lost their first game of the season and haven't lost since. They've won 6 straight games. They have automatically clinched the playoff berth with the 6 wins. And who knows, maybe they can win the next 2 and finish 8-1, which would be a great season, the regular season for the Knights.
Well, so they joined Marquette, who already clinched their playoff berth last week. Marquette 7-0. And in golf, like you said, we had a lot of players on the sectional courses, but we only had 2 advance to state. In boys golf, Henry Freshman, that's right, a freshman, Jake Kennedy, is going to be playing in sectional state golf this weekend after he shot a 76 in the Bismarck-Henning sectional. And then in girls golf, we have Sydney Eustace, a junior from St. Bede. She shot an 84 at the sectional. Her previous best was a 100. So she cut off 16 strokes, and she'll be going to state this weekend as well.
Well, the Kennedy family does own a golf course, so he has a lot of time to practice. So it's good for him and good for Sydney.
Yeah, I guess that would help.
Yeah.
Definitely. Week 8 in football features more playoff implications with a lot of our teams. And what are the big games with the playoff implications?
Well, our game of the week this week is LP at Ottawa, and yes, that is an playoff implications. Even though Ottawa has 5 losses, which the best they can go within is 4-5, they still have a chance, an outside chance.
Slim chance.
Yes, to force a 3-way tie or even a head-to-head tie if Geneseo was able to stumble both weeks. But it would be with Geneseo, Streeter, and Ottawa. They'd have to win a tiebreaker, so a lot needs to go right with them. But hey, they still have a chance. St. Bede wants to bounce back after their heartbreaking loss to Hall. Hall can pretty much clinch a playoff berth this week with their 5th win. You figure they'd have way more than enough playoff points to make it with 5 wins, but they want to go to 6-3 and get an even better seed and more maybe a home playoff match. We'll see whether it be the first or second round.
You also have Mendota going to Oregon, and Mendota needs to win the last 2 games to be 5-4 and have a chance at the playoffs. They should, if they make 5-4, make the playoffs easily. You also have Marquette looking to stay undefeated and keep going toward that maybe that number 1 seed.
Well, Marquette has a tough matchup with Luther North, who's kind of supplanted Moose Heart as the team that beat the other team that beat. You also have St. Bede, who's trying to bounce back at Hall. So a lot of good teams.
Yeah, how many teams may we have in the playoffs this year?
I think unofficially we may have about 7 or 8, which, considering that I personally thought it'd be 2 to start the year, really is a great testament to how hard these teams have worked. And as a whole, football has been down generally in the past couple of years. We've had a couple of really good teams at the top, but the depth this year that we've had is incredible.
It could be 7, but I don't think it will be quite that many. But we'll see.
Well, there's a couple teams who need to win out starting last week and then the final 2 weeks to get to 5-4 to be playoff eligible. But they have to do that in order to get that high. But still, it's a great story because the last couple of years we haven't been talking about how good football is this deep in the season. We're focusing on more of 1 or 2 teams. This year, it's so many teams. It's so much more fun.
All right. Also this week we have the Tri-County Volleyball Tournament and regional soccer begins as well. Now it's time for the best segment in all the land, the NT Prep Preview Powerhouse Players of the Week.
Well, guys, our first Powerhouse Player of the Week is Hall senior Colin Imany. He didn't have a lot of great yardage, but he definitely had a big impact when it came to touchdowns. He caught 2 touchdown passes. He ran for the go-ahead score, and then when St. Bede was driving the field, trying to tie the game or take the lead, he had the game-clinching interception. So a great week for Colin.
And my Powerhouse Player of the Week has already been mentioned, Sydney Eustace, a junior from St. Bede. Like I said before, she qualified for the state tournament. She's the first girl from our area to do so since 2008, so it's definitely not an easy task for your girls to get to state.
My guy is Grant Jokums from Fieldcrest, their running back. He ran 327 yards and scored 4 touchdowns in a playoff clinching victory against Gibson City Melvin Sibley. Thanks for watching NT Prep Preview. Check us out next week at www.newstrib.com.
/.
Sports.